2K has officially announced NBA 2K26, and there is a lot of things that need to be talked about. 2K says here that they'll be streaming on Thursday, July 17th, which is exactly a week from now. They will be giving us a sneak peek of some new features coming to NBA 2K26. Does that mean we're gonna get a new gameplay mode? Potentially the return of All-Star Team Up? That would be phenomenal. I ain't gonna lie, I would love to see that game mode come back. But they said also including improvements by community feedback and when to expect gameplay and full game breakdowns. So we are officially in the NBA 2K cycle, and I am very curious to see what they mean by improvements inspired by community feedback. They did also say something over here where they were talking about pro play, and they said experience fast-paced gameplay. They were making a big emphasis on that. We're gonna see if they actually deliver. If y'all remember last year, they had a little screenshot where they said precise stops and explosive launches. For me personally, I was hyped when I saw it. I mean, I held my excitement obviously because I've been in this for a long time, but I was like, okay, they're emphasizing explosive launches and being able to stop on a dime. Well, boy, were we wrong, because I feel like NBA 2K25 was one of the worst games as far as stopping on a dime, and the game did do some other things correctly, but I feel like that's the one part where they really fell short this year, in my opinion, was, man, you cannot stop on a dime. Now, they dropped this trailer that was voiced by Spike Lee, and it got some people speculating. The last time that Spike Lee was involved with an NBA 2K game was obviously NBA 2K16. So are we gonna be getting a return of a Spike Lee driven? I just hit my knee on the desk. So are we going to be getting a return of a Spike Lee driven story? That would be fire in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up because you never really know. It could just be a little promo thing. But hey, that would be fire, man. That would definitely be a step in the right direction. I would love to see an actual MyCareer story back in the game. The MyCareer stories haven't really like hit in a few years now. I like 21 and 22. 21 and 22 were really good stories in my opinion. So people were speculating if we're gonna have the city back. In the Xbox story, it actually says build a transcendent MyPlayer and climb the competitive ranks to reach the pinnacle of NBA stardom in an all new MyCareer journey, yada yada yada. Team up with friends in a stunning streamlined city. They've said streamlined city for a few years now, and honestly last year the city wasn't even that bad. Now this battle rival squads for product supremacy, this makes me wonder like what exactly they mean by that, because I don't think that they're talking about Elite versus Rise here. I could be wrong, but I'm very interested to see if they switch up the affiliations. I feel like the affiliations, the biggest problem with them is they don't feel like anything anymore. Think about back to like 2K16, the affiliations meant something because people could resonate with them. Think about like a beach court, right? Which is the Sunset Beach Ballers. People might want to go play basketball at the beach. That's more like a West Coast vibe. Now think about River City Rough Riders. That's more like a New York vibe, right? Grit, Rucker Park, you know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff is what made the affiliation so great, because it gave something that people could relate to. If you relate more with the Rucker Park side, you're gonna go to River City Rough Riders. If you relate more to the beach side, you can go over there. Maybe you could even have like a country style park or whatever. That would be really, really fire. Maybe people that really resonate with the countryside could go over there. But I feel like for the affiliations to matter, like you got to give it people to be able to relate to something. Like think about the affiliations now, Rise versus Elite. Who has ever said, I either want to go play in Transformer Land where they're making the Decepticons in the back, or I want to go play on Shipwreck in Atlantis? Like nobody has ever said that in the history of basketball. There's nothing to relate to with these affiliations, and I feel like that's the biggest problem. I appreciate them giving it back to us, and I feel like the rep rewards have been really good, and I like the fact that they give a boost to whoever wins the affiliation rival days and whatnot, but there has to be a reason for these affiliations. Now this has been going around a little bit. They asked, what platforms will you be able to purchase NBA 2K26 on? NBA 2K26 is available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 4, as well as Xbox One. So that means, yes, we're gonna have a current edition of the game once again. But honestly, this really doesn't matter as much as people think it does. They have two separate teams working on two separate games, and even if they cut off the PS4 and the Xbox One edition, it really wouldn't affect the production of the next gen game. On the front page of the website, it says bragging rights are on the line, my career, my team, my NBA, the W play now. Showcase your bag of moves with hyper realism on Gen 9 platforms powered by Pro Play, and challenge your friends or rivals. Now obviously they're promoting this Pro Play again. Some people have mixed opinions on it. I mean, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Pro Play, if I'm being honest. Right here it says some extra Pro Play info. It says Pro Play in NBA 2K26 uses real NBA footage to improve player movement, dribble crossovers, size ups, and reworked for smoother, faster gameplay that's closer to real life. And they keep emphasizing this game speed thing. I'm very curious to see if they actually improve on the game speed, because that was my biggest problem with the game last year. Was just like it was just too slow, man. It's too slow. I can't get nowhere. I can't do nothing. And this has actually been said by people that work with 2K. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but this is what he tweeted. The SAR says part of the difficulty is more realistic movement equals less user control. When you make it more realistic, users complain that the game feels stiff because you have to wait for a foot plant or the ball position to change in directions. And a video game, control is king, which reflects realism. And this is something that I've been saying for the longest, that the game needs to give us more control. I need to feel like I'm in control of the game. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Player control needs to be #1 priority going into NBA 2K26, as well as faster paced gameplay. Player control covers a lot of things. It covers the dribble moves, the RNG shooting, all those things fall under player control. So I feel like we need to see an improvement in that department. Now here's what you get with each edition of the game. With the regular edition of the game, you get the base game and 10,000 VC. For the Superstar edition, you get 10K VC, an extra 100,000 VC, and up to 7-day early access, which means you're gonna be able to play the game on August 29th, which feels so weird to me. I've been doing this for so long, and being able to play a 2K in August does just not feel right, dog. I remember August being a time where it's like, bro, we're just itching for some 2K news. Then you get some My Team stuff and some MyCareer stuff as well. And basically, it's the same thing in the Leave No Doubt edition, except for you get 35,000 extra VC, and you get the Season 1 Pro Pass as well as the Season 7 to 9 Pro Pass already. So if you're a guy that buys the Pro Pass every single season, I would strongly suggest you just go ahead and get the $150 edition. But this is what you get for every edition. Now we got screenshots right here. SGA looking pretty good. I can't really compare them to 25 because I would need a side to side. I feel like they look a tad bit better, and you can actually get a 10% discount if you want to. If you already have the game, you can just go on the respective platform you're already on, and you go to the store and you can just buy it for a little bit cheaper. I think it's $135 instead of $150, so you can save yourself some money. Another thing being discussed right now is the builder. What is the builder gonna look like? People have been posting this builder around saying that they want this one back. I was a fan of this builder. I made videos on this builder before, but I don't think that the flexibility of the builder should go away. I think the main thing that needs to happen is just our builds need to reflect on-court gameplay. I feel like in the recent years, it hasn't really affected that as much. Like, the reason why these builders were so great is because with a 73 ball, you could actually be effective if you knew your jumper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like now everything's tied into so many badges and stuff like that. Like, it kind of throws things off to the point where, yeah, we have a lot of flexibility with what builds we can make, but at the same time, we really don't. Like, whenever you get starting into the badges and animations and everything, you really don't have that much flexibility. And on top of the fact that the gameplay doesn't allow for as much leeway as it used to. One of my friends put this very, very good, and he said that the problem with the game is back in the day when you made a build, you knew what you were getting at the build. You knew if you made a lockdown for a fact that he was going to be able to play defense minimum. Now I can make a lockdown, but if I have an 84 steal instead of an 85 steal, I miss out on pickpocket on this level. And just because I have it on silver, I don't have it on gold, that means I'm not really a lockdown anymore. Man, I'm sorry, this is off topic, but just look at this, man. Just look at this. I hope we do get to see some of this back in the game. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Are you guys excited for 2K26, man? Me personally, you know, I'm playing the game every year. I'm always looking forward to a new basketball game. I'm not going to be one of those people that act like I'm not. I'm always going to look forward to it. Make sure you join the family, man. We're growing really, really fast over here. If you want to see all the NBA 2K26 news, if you just want to hear my takes more often, man, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, man. You're missing out. Other than that, man, I'll catch you boys next time. Drop some video suggestions down below. And if you're new here, watch this video on the screen right here.